Hey everybody, I'm Aaron Kaufman.
And I'm Zach Zaiden.
Hey, and we wanted to show you our trucks. I rolled up today all the way from Colorado nonstop in my 79 F-250 Robert Redford, and lo and behold, Zach had brought his 93 Lightning.
Yeah, this thing has only 11,000 miles on it. Got it from the original owner. Got two old Ford trucks, and they're both reds. Let's check them out.
There's a few more similarities than you might expect. Yeah, so I'll break down this mess that sits behind me, the old mountain tractor, which has a name, and the name is Robert Redford. You'll never guess how I came up with that name. I've been driving this truck for not quite a year and a half, had it on the road that long. I've owned it a little longer, and so I found it on Marketplace, the way all of us knuckleheads find our crap, right? Anyway, the guy was hard to get on the, to get communication out of, so there were a lot of unanswered questions, but it did have a running fuel-injected V8 in it, and it had an overdrive transmission in it. And that's important because if you pick up an old truck, it's gonna have a 3 or 4 speed in it, not overdrive, and definitely not fuel-injected. So to get a fuel-injected overdrive transmission truck, you're gonna spend some money, and I could get this truck cheap, so I went and bought it with the intention of making money. By the time I got home, I had fallen in love, head over heels. So when I drove the truck from my homie's house all the way back to my house, I knew I wasn't gonna get rid of it. And so instantly, began warming up the Sawzall. So the very first thing I did was order up a set of 17s and grab a set of 37s I had stuck in the barn. So most of this truck was built in one of my friend's garages.
So I got a text with a picture of this, and it was like, hey, what do you know about this? I have the opportunity to buy this. So sister's boyfriend's dad texted me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a 93 Ford Lightning. He goes, yeah, it has 11,000 miles. I was like, well, I thought it was a typo. I was like, that's unbelievable. So ended up getting with him. We purchased the car, shipped it all the way from Anchorage, Alaska to here. We didn't know how the paint was gonna look. Everything looked pretty oxidized. We didn't know if it would really clean up or if it was just hammered because it's been in the elements for so long. We got it here. We had one of our buddies down the street fully buff it out, fully paint correct. It's shiny. We're really stoked on it. We're happy about how it all came out. It drives like a brand new car. It is so smooth, it shifts smooth. You sit at a light, you don't even know the engine's running. It's just brand new. So having a 25, 35-year-old vehicle that runs like a brand new car is just unreal. On the Carfax, it probably hasn't been driven in the last 10 years.
Wow.
And then we're thinking the last couple years, it just sat in a driveway ready for someone else to enjoy it.
And I haven't been to Alaska, but I have to assume their summers are short, so the opportunity to drive it didn't come up often. You said this has 11,000 miles?
Yeah, 11,000. We bought it with 10,900.
Yep.
We've been enjoying it a little bit already.
As soon as I pulled up and I saw that Zach's 93 was here, I was really curious. I am a fan of these trucks, just on a very simple level. I think they're great trucks, but it was really clean. And I've seen a lot of shiny ones, but when he opened the hood, I was blown away at how original, perfect, and unscrewed with this truck is. Oh, wow. I don't know that I've seen one this clean.
It's literally like a brand new car. And my dad and I, we've been trying to find a few. We checked them out with like 50,000 miles,
Yep.
40,000 miles. All of this is normally bad.
Yes.
All the core sports
Yes.
normally rusted out. It's like finding one that's legit with the original paint is like 1 in a million. They're so hard.
Factory marks on the inside. I mean, it's
Yeah,
like,
you got the grease gun everywhere. It's like random stuff.
This is maybe the nicest Lightning that I've seen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of the nice ones, but this one's like the tightest. Every little thing is exactly where it should be. What a neat deal. And it's like, I'll be honest, I'm not the foremost expert on Lightnings, but it's like this intake was a Lightning only intake.
Exactly,
and it's like,
yeah.
I do believe they had a different camshaft, a few other things. They are full roller.
So the Lightning comes with the bigger intake, a cam from the factory,
Okay.
different heads, comes with headers from the factory.
Okay.
So a bunch of like little stuff, bigger airbox.
And in 93, those were big mods in 93.
I think this makes 240 horsepower.
Okay.
And in 93, that was sick.
But it's like, if you think about like what a flat tap at 5.8 in an F-150
Yep.
should have been, this would have been like, maybe 190, 200 horse kind of thing. So it's like, what, a 20-something percent, 25, almost 25% increase.
It's huge. And it weighs 4,300 pounds. So It definitely gets up and goes
You know
compared to the other trucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I bet that scoots. I weigh 5,500, and I don't know what mine makes. It's similar to this,
Yeah.
and this truck here was actually, so I bought it because it had a 5/8 swap in it, right?
So that was already done, ready to rock.
Yeah, these guys back in the sticks, I don't know how it happened, and the guy I bought it from really was unclear on it too. And so it had a 5/8 in it, and it's got an overdrive, a ZF5 transmission in it. And so
We're gonna check it out.
We will. I'll open it
Dude.
up. I end up building the motor because it had a cracked cylinder head, but it's like, I don't know where it's at now, but I'll tell you one fun thing. I live at 7,000 feet, and the truck's very adequate. When I come down here where the air pressure's higher, hey, that thing scoots way better.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah, let
sure.
me open this thing up, and you can
Dude.
see the similarities.
So yeah, I knew Aaron was gonna bring his truck today. I was like, I have to bring the Lightning. And then checking out his truck, he pops the hood. I was like, wait, we have the same motor, 351 Windsor, his from a 93 also. It's like, I had no clue that was under the hood, so it was super special being able to like, oh, there's the similarities and then both the differences with both of our trucks.
And so one of the biggest aspects of Robert Redford is that it is a short bed F-250, and they never came that way. And so I've done a lot of shortening on these trucks. These trucks are the easiest, where most trucks, no matter who the manufacturer is, the truck is longer in front of and behind the wheel well. That's not the case on these dent sides. All 16 inches comes out midship, so it's quick, it's easy, it's fast. I think they look better. And there's a time and place for a long bed, but I wanted a short, runty F-250, 8-lug truck, just a little bulldog. So I chopped it in half, threw the tires on. And the first thing, if you try this at home, that you'll realize is 37s don't fit these wheel wells. They kind of do, but they don't. So all 4 of the wheel openings have been swept forward, and then the fronts have even been raised up on the front edge. As far as suspension goes, this is 40-something, almost 50-year-old leaf springs. It's 1 inch down in the back, 1 inch up in the front. I've bent the steering arms to eliminate, there's no bump steer in it, still single shock per corner on it. I did make new lower shock mounts. If you own one of these trucks, you'll know you're not gonna put whatever shock you want on here. The lower shock mount is very prohibitive, let's say. So on a
Oh,
daily,
geez.
yeah, on a daily driver, personal car, you know, things get picked at. So like they had the motor in here and it had a cracked cylinder head. So we took the motor apart. It's full forge now, full roller. It's had some slight porting work on the intake manifold and 24-pound injectors, but this is still running the OBD1 operating system, same as your lighting. And
yep.
also yours is a 90 what?
93.
This came out of a 93 F350.
That's so
And so
rad.
this was a full roller block that had flat tappets in it. So now it's forged, full roller, aluminum head, but still running on the OBD1. It's got a CAT in it. It's got the EVAP system in it. So this is still a 50-state legal, you know, powertrain setup if you want to. And while I have other EFI and we could have done all this big choppy cam, I thought, well, it's here and it works and there's no reason to change it, you know. And I've been really happy to the point that this is the 3rd trip to California it's made. Been to Texas a few times, been to Vegas a few times from the Colorado Springs area. And so it's like, not everything has to be an LS3 swap,
Exactly.
right? Like you can drive these and have fun with them and be reliable.
We call this motor, it's like the modern day hot rod, because it's a
Sure.
hot rod, but it's reliable and gets you from Colorado to California.
Absolutely. And you know, and the other thing is like, I think it takes a little bit of style to drive an old truck. Now mine's not as clean as yours, it's not as sexy.
But it's a different, like the patina's,
I live
cool.
on a dirt road on the side of a mountain, so
Yeah.
so it's like you have your fits in properly in SoCal, and then you've got dirt road on the side of a mountain, you know.
Yeah.
But what a fantastic truck! Can we look at the interior on this one?
For sure, yeah. Yeah, so let's check out this interior.
Dude, the door handles, like none of the other ones had black handles on them, right?
So Lightnings and then the 95, 96 Bronco Sport.
Oh,
That's the only ones that
color
had the
match
black.
or painted ones.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
It literally looks like a brand new car. The interior's perfect. The door, opening the door, I was like, oh my gosh. You shut the door, you could just barely push it. It shuts perfectly. The whole car, it's just amazing.
And then these seats weren't available in anything else. This was a special
Lightning
to the
only
Lightning.
seats. They got all the lumbar support, all the side support, and I don't think anyone's ever sat in these. We got it with seat covers on it from the
Really?
90s.
Really?
So,
Wow.
Yeah, it's insane. No tears. Whole interior's perfect. Stock radio still works.
Dude, This, like I said, this might be the nicest one I've seen. And then the bed's perfect on it, right?
Yeah, so they had this little mat, I think from a Ford Ranger.
Anything to help, anything
Never
to protect
used it for utility. It looks like there's minimal scratches in here, and it shined up pretty nice.
Man, you know, in 2025, like, what a wonderful pickup truck.
Dude, you drive it, you stop at a stoplight, it's silent, it's smooth, it shifts like a new car. It's like having a brand new car from the 90s, so it's like everything works well.
You know, and it's like we have this these days. There's such a tendency to believe that like because a vehicle is old numerically, right? Like that it's not doing the exact same job that new cars are. I would even argue that in this generation, this like mid 90s through, to be honest, 2006, I think is the greatest window. The strongest, most reliable vehicles with the least amount of complication. New vehicles do such amazing things, but it comes at a cost, and I don't mean financially. Everything is tied to everything else. One thing goes down, you have systemic problems.
Exactly.
And it's like, and these old bastards, they'll make it home no matter what.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. In 93, people would have driven this cross country without even thinking about
Without
it.
hesitating. Without hesitating.
All the forums are still there. So any problem that this is gonna have, it's already solved somewhere for you. Where the newer stuff, you're like, I have no clue.
Yeah. You know, what a great truck. And then the bumper is ultra specific to the Lightnings, right?
Yeah, so the Lightnings could have had the flat, normal, painted matched.
Oh, it was, you could have either one?
It was painted matched, but it was the like stock looking bumper. Or you could get the upgraded tube bumper like this. So this was a cool little option.
And this was he ordered it this way.
He ordered it exactly like this, yeah. And then in later years, I believe you can get the jump seat, so you can have a third seat in the middle.
Okay, a fold down,
And then there was an option for a Vortex supercharger, but that wasn't available on 93s.
I've never seen one with one on. I've seen pictures and magazines and stuff, but I've never. And I've seen a few Lightnings, and like I've never seen one with a factory installed or dealer installed.
I think they were super rare.
Yeah. Wow. What a fun truck.
I want to see this thing.
Yeah.
Let's see the interior, dude. Here, I see some race seats in here.
That's about what the interior consists of.
Okay.
Is a set of PRPs. I just cut the AC in. So the AC got finished yesterday at 10 a.m. I got in the truck at noon and drove here from Colorado Springs. And so it's got AC, it's got a retro sound stereo. I'm not running center, just the door. Like the door's got screws in it.
For being a 78 though, it looks so clean. Like all the interior
it's
pieces
all
there.
there.
The dash is good. It's not missing stuff.
That's the thing, right? Like, so it's not pretty and it's not super clean, but it is all there.
Yeah.
And so originally when I bought the truck, like it already had the 5.8 in it, and I knew it had a problem, but it ran, and it had a ZF in it, so it had an overdrive and a fuel-injected motor. So my thought was, you can't buy an overdrive transmission, fuel-injected, four-wheel drive, F whatever, for less than 20 grand.
Was it already a manual too?
Yeah, well, so originally this was a 351 truck with a 435. It's only a 4-speed, and first gear is like a 661. So a ZF5, and so this 5.8 and ZF5 came out of a 93 F350. So same size motor, but this one was an E4 block, so it's a roller block, but it had flat tappets because it was just a pickup truck motor. And so we modified those things, but like, if it was on the vehicle and didn't need to come off, it stayed. So it had an OBS bench seat in it when I got it, but cool. it sat funny and like.
If you're wheeling, you're slipping. And
that's
sliding,
the thing. I didn't like hanging onto the steering wheel to try and stay where I was. I had a set of these PRPs, and so I made brackets and put them in here. And the truck's it's insulated in the headliner, firewall, underneath the carpet. And when I got it, there was no carpet or anything in it, just the bench seat. And the ZF5 is kind of fun. It's a 6-to-1 in first in low gear, and then because you've got a 205 transfer case, it's only 2-to-1, so it's not 3, not 4-to-1. So having a deep first gear is really nice. And then so the other thing is, so then you go to second gear, and I just drive this around town 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, and so the gear split on that is okay for a 3-speed, but then you have the overdrive. The truck will do 100 miles an hour. At 75 miles an hour, I get 12 miles a gallon. I'm on 37s, 513 gears.
That's great.
But this is the part that works really well for me. The truck is rough enough that I don't sweat it. It's like if stuff bangs into it, it's whatever, I don't sweat it.
Like someone random off the street would see this and be like, oh, that's a rusty old truck. But then me as like a car guy, I'm like, the rain gutters are perfect. There's no rust.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's there was a big, like this right here was crushed in, a tree had fallen on it, but I cut 16 inches out of it.
Okay.
So F250 comes as a long bed, But, you know, I own a Sawzall and welder, so we stuck it back together.
Can't
but, like,
keep it
I didn't even
stock.
hammer it. So I stuck this thing back together, zipped it together, and we put it on the road.
It looks so good.
It
looks factory.
It's a lot of fun. And so this is the factory Dana 60 rear end, the factory Dana 44 in the front, but I'm running chromoly axle, I'm running solid U-joints up front and run air lockers, because the deal is like when I go out in the woods, I like to feel very comfortable that I'm driving home, right? Like the guys that go out and wheel on Dana 30s, I don't know what drugs they do before they leave the house, but I feel like you got to take your walking shoes, you know? And so I just wanted to make this as the meanest version that this truck could become. And that really, you know, that's really it.
Correct shell, like everything's so cool.
You want to hear something fun,
Yes.
right? So this shell on here came off of this truck. It came off of a 96. So this back window in this truck, from 73 to the end of 96, the back window is the same in that truck. It's the same in this truck.
That's
the
so
box,
cool.
the 6'9" box on these are square from this generation, the next generation, the next generation to this generation, right? And then after that, Super Duties and the 150 started to taper. But these all 73 to the 96, they have a square box on it. This came off of a 96. It came off of one of these.
Dude.
So just as a unique little tidbit.
No,
but you know, the truck runs a full-size spare. I've got you know, onboard air for the lockers and the tires, plus run CO2 cylinder. And it's like got a handbrake in it. I split the transfer case so that we can operate the front and rear independently. Do you know why we do that off-road?
I don't know.
So there's a move called a dig, right? So like say we're on a shelf road and it coming into a really tight switchback, right? Like just as a reasonable thing. It gets wilder in rock crawling, but like just on the trail, if we can lock the rear brake down, so we use the handbrake, hold the back brake, drop the rear drive out so that we're only on the front axle, we can cut the wheels, pull the brake back, and then turn the truck.
So if like you got a little sketch, you could save yourself to reposition.
But I'm saying is you don't have to, you don't have to Austin Powers your way around something. We can just hang the rear axle, drop out the rear drive on it, turn the wheel, and turn the truck on it. So the way I see this truck is it's not a rock crawler. So while it's geared and locked and bigger axles and all this crap, ultimately what this is just, it's my daily, and the second thing is a great camping wheeling truck. Like whenever I'm going out in the back country, I know I'm driving home. I know I'm gonna get there. I'm not saying that we're taking this to Hammers. That isn't the idea, you know. I'll show you some of the sillier things. I mean, this truck is rougher here and there and here and there, but I didn't have a back bumper or one that I wanted to use. So the end of the frame is extended a little bit, and I built this 2-inch tube bumper, but I didn't think this truck looked right with the tube bumper on it. I thought it needed to have chrome bumpers on it. This is a 61 F100 bumper flipped upside down. So it's supposed to be the other way around and on 2 generations of truck back.
No, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and then the front bumper, if you've had a dent side before, you can put a whole fist or a grapefruit between the fender and the bumper. So this one's had 1 3/4 each side chopped off and moved in. 79 is supposed to have rectangle headlights only. So what I did is I made the buckets and I use these Casey lights. These are for a TJ Jeep, but I built the new buckets for them, got the surrounds, and put them in it. So
yeah, the circle looks way better than the square.
it's way more classic, right? And I don't think this truck should have the square headlights. The only reason they put square headlights in it is because in 1980 they were selling the bullnose, and so they were leading people into it. And so I like this look, and it looks like a 68, which doesn't bother me any. And I chopped some things up, and I've got the core support's been altered, and I've got like a notch in the core support and box back in. So I've got a 12,000-pound winch inside the factory bumper underneath the core support.
It looks period correct, but then you look at it a little closer, you're like, this is all high performance, this works.
Well, so that was the idea. For me, it's like, it's not, obviously when you look at it, just old junky truck, but it's like, oh, it's got that trick. Oh, it's got that trick. Oh, it's got that trick.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just a bunch of little tricks that I think make it fun. And it's like, obviously it could be, there's a million things it's not, but it's reliable. It's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you this, despite how rough the appearance is, man, I go to the gas station, I got to talk to at least somebody. I'm sure when you drive this around, tell me how many times you be at an intersection and get a thumbs up from somebody.
You get the thumbs up, you get people doing triple takes, you're like, do you want to sell it?
Yeah.
It's the best.
No, and I think that, you know, There's a lot of people that get hung up on what other people think they should have or what they think it's cool, but I really do feel like when you understand yourself well and you know I like these things, you can drive something that doesn't fit everyone else's version of cool and it'd be so dialed and have so much fun with it.
Yeah, and me being 23, it's like I have friends that see this, they're like,
they don't understand
what is that?
Yep.
I'm like, you don't get it, and I don't care. This thing's sick.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And so I really do think that, like, whether you're customizing the car or just picking unique vehicles, I think it's a great way to set yourself apart and have fun driving. Because if the AC works and you get in and turn the key, both of them will take you to work, but one of them has so much more style.
It's the miles per gallon.
That's
for sure.
it.
Yeah. I have like multiple cars, so it's like I have the 23 Prius.
Yeah.
I get 50 miles per gallon. It's not fun.
Maybe it's a generational thing and maybe it's slipping away, but for me, it's like I definitely relate to people through the cars, and so I enjoy it when people ask me questions or don't understand exactly what it is or what's been done to it or can't believe that I drive it as much. And the pickup truck behind me, Redford, in the first year it was on the road, received about 30,000 miles of driving in the first year, and it's now in its second year. We've made some more improvements. And it's just one of those things. As a personal daily driver project, I'll always keep picking at it. And believe me, there's about 1 million things on it that are driving me crazy, but not crazy enough to fix yet.
We were talking about potentially modifying it, but I think with the rarity of finding an 11,000 mile Lightning, there's really not much you can do without kind of ruining it. We're talking about unbolting this stock exhaust, adding a MagnaFlow that'll dump right before that rear tire. It'll sound way better than the stock one, and if we keep this, we won't feel as bad like we're just trashing an exhaust.
How cool, man. I'm super happy that you brought this car to, the pickup truck today, because both of these are, this old, a little bit older, but this one has a 93 powertrain in it, and this one has a completely original 11,000 mile powertrain in it.
Yeah, when I saw your story yesterday driving this all the way from Colorado, I was like, oh, I gotta bring the Lightning tomorrow.
Yeah,
Me too.
That's great. I didn't know. Tell you the truth, I'd seen some videos of it, but I didn't know y'all had it. I didn't know what y'all were thinking. Y'all were contemplating playing with it. This is probably the cleanest one I've ever seen.
That's sweet. Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks so much for showing me around. What do you think? You want to head to lunch?
Let's go.